power of you controlling your breathing. In through your nose and out through your mouth. You've got your legs crossed, your back straight, your eyes closed. You remember the truth. You know the truth that you were born to win, to take control of your life the way you take control of your breathing. One breath at a time, one thought at a time. So let's do that right now. Let's see ourselves doing the best we can as we begin our day today in the best way possible. Winning the morning, winning our mind, and growing our minds and our bodies. And whatever we do. So right now, let's see ourselves doing the best walk we've ever done when that music shuts off. Right here, right where we are, right where we sit. Because we know the truth. After all, we're made of truth. We're made of the same stuff the universe is made of. That's what makes you infinitely intelligent. See yourself right now doing the best walk you've ever done when that music shuts off. When that music goes off, you're going to win. You're going to make it real. You're going to make your dream, your vision real. Good morning, determination. So good to be here together again today. A new day, a new chance to be better than we were the last time. Here we go, everyone. When I say go, we're going to start jogging. So right now, as you're doing your best walk, whether it's side to side or whether you're simply walking on the spot, I want you to see yourself doing your best jog on the spot when I say go. I miss you so much, Beverly Glen. I miss you so much, determination. But we get to unite right now with this energy. We get to remember. We get to be our true great self. To grow our minds and to grow our bodies, wherever we are, whatever we're doing. And the way we do this is the way we'll do everything. So here we go. Okay, go. Always focus on your breathing. Keep going a little bit more. And stop. Okay, walking back to our best walk. Stay focused on your breathing. Remember, the way you catch your breathing, the way you control your breathing, is the same way you can control your thoughts and your feelings. Alright, let's start with some shoulder rolls forward. Let's do 10 forward. And backwards. Okay, let's do some arm circles forward. Feel the power of you controlling your mind and your body. Feel the joy of being able to move your body through space the best way you can. And backwards. Okay, hands on your hips, bend your knees, and side stretch. Okay, let's twist our bodies. Twist. Hands on the hips. Alright, and let's do 5 push-ups, everyone. 5 push-ups. Alright, let's do 5 sit-ups together. Here we go. The best you can. Okay, and let's do 5 squats. Here we go. Alright, and let's do lunges. 3 on each side, arms out. Alternating legs. Alright, good. And let's do 10-second plank. Belly's knees off the ground. And stand up again, everyone. And let's reach for the ceiling on our toes. Hold it there for 10. Okay, and reach for your toes, straight knees. Remember to focus and control that breathing. Just reach. It's okay if you don't touch your toes. Reaching is what matters. Alright, and stand up. And let's bounce.
In the night I lie and look up at you. When the morning comes I watch you rise. There's a paradise they couldn't capture. That bright infinity inside your eyes.
매일 밤 내게 날아가 꿈이란 것도 잊은 채 나 웃으며 너를 만나. Never ending forever baby.
어둠이 내겐 더 변했었지. 길어진 그림자 속에서. And they said that we can't be together because we come from different sides. You are my universe and I just want to put you first. You are my universe and light up inside. My universe, my universe, my universe.
다른 세상을 만들어주는 girl. 너는 내 별이자 나의 호주니까 지금의 시련도 결국엔 잠시니까 너는 언제까지나 지금처럼 밝게만 빛나줘. 우리는 너를 따라 이긴 밤을 수놓고 너와 함께 날아가. When I'm without you I'm crazy. 자 어서 내 손을 잡아. We are made of each other baby. You are my universe and I just want to put you first.
It back towards Messi. Messi's shot took a deflection. 1-0 to Barcelona.
Good morning, guys. One of the greatest things I've learned on my path to personal growth and development is that positivity, positive thought energy, equals wealth, whether it's mind wealth, happiness, freedom, success, the peace we feel, and negativity equals poverty. And it seems like these are just universal laws that are manifested everywhere. So having a negative mindset, allowing negative things to overtake us and to have us respond in negative ways, will only continue to attract poverty-like things in our life. Now, that's not to say that things that we can't control happen to us, or that, people that don't have a lot of money are necessarily always negative. It just means that we have control of our thoughts, and it's powerful if we start to fill our minds with positive thought energy. You could start to feel the difference, so that no matter what happens, you can have your peace and happiness. Have a great day, everyone.
Have the main focus of your attention in your daily life in the present moment. The world only challenges you, give you challenges and adversity so that you awaken. The world cannot, as I said, it cannot make you happy because it's not here to make you happy, but it has another purpose. It is here to make you conscious. Most humans have this inbuilt dysfunction. They cannot acknowledge the present moment. Unconsciously, they regard the next moment, whether it's a minute from now or an hour from now or 2 years from now, always regard it as more important.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I watch these videos every day because I need them for motivation. Being around successful entrepreneurs every morning helps me believe that I can do great things too. It's like your morning coffee, but for your goals, kickstarting your day with a blast of positivity. So here is a challenge for you. Try watching one video every morning for the next 30 days. And let's find out together if they help you do great things too. If you're in, leave a hashtag BELIEVE in the comments below so I can celebrate with you. So today, let's get some incredible motivation from the one and only Eckhart Tolle. Believe.
The center of your attention always bring back into the present, because it's, first of all, because it's all there ever is. Well, that's a good reason. Because it's life itself. Your life situation, yes, it exists in time. There's a past and a future as far as your life situation is concerned, but it's not your life. I wrote about that a long time ago, but it's so important. People confuse their life situation with something more fundamental, more real, more immediate, deeper, which is called life. Life situation is circumstances and events in your life. And most of your life situation is experienced in your mind. And then life situation is relationships, work situation, financial situation, living situation, all kinds of often problematic situations. It's very rare that all of these situations are working smoothly and perfectly. Relationships, family, professional work, financial, environment, living situation, health situation, all working in harmony and perfectly. It can happen for short periods, but usually something somewhere goes wrong. It has to periodically, frequently. That's normal and that's good. But your life situation always has this element of uncertainty, instability too, although you might not recognize that when you look at seemingly solid things. And your life is your experience of this moment, the only thing there ever is. And if you neglect that, you miss the whole thing. And then you reach a retirement age or old age and you say, was that it? And perhaps you spend your whole life trying to arrive at some point, and the points change that you want to arrive at, but you always want to arrive at some other point. So when your attention is in the present, yes, you're more alert, which is helpful. You notice things that before you didn't notice, people, objects, all kinds of things around you, natural things, and everything is a manifestation of life all around you. And the deeper aspect of being present is not just being aware of your surroundings, although that's fine. You're aware of yourself as the aware presence. And that is the secret, that is the key, that is not something that one can easily explain. You can only experience it, what it means to be aware of yourself, not as an ego self, like having a relationship with this conceptual identity, that's me, I don't like me, or I love me, I'm in love with me. That's happened to Narcissus, and things after that didn't go well for him. Although you hear that quite often in certain people, they like, I love me. Well, it's a little strange. Who are you, and who or what is a me? Oh, I hadn't thought about that. I love myself. I hate myself. Oh, that's worse even. That's not uncommon either. I'm not happy with myself. But who is that I that constantly says these things? Who is that I that has a relationship with ultimately an imagined entity, a mind-made, conceptual entity? And this happened to me one night, as I talked about briefly in The Power of Now, when my mind said, I can't live with myself anymore, because I was unhappy, and I couldn't stand the unhappiness anymore. So I can't live with myself anymore. And this sentence, suddenly, I looked at it, and I realized it was a very strange statement. I cannot live with myself. At that point, I realized that there must be two of me here. I and the self that I cannot live with. That was an incredible realization. There's two of me. There's the unhappy me that I cannot live with. Who am I, and who is that unhappy me? This is almost like a koan, like a Zen riddle that you can't, hard to answer or impossible to answer conceptually, but I actually can answer it conceptually. I couldn't at the time. It took years before I realized what all this meant. At that moment, the consciousness that I am, that was trapped in the movement of thought and continuously absorbed by the movement of thought, this movement of thought created the entity, to the person, the unhappy person, the entity, the unhappy entity, but the mind-made entity. And it was so active that it absorbed all of my consciousness, was always trapped in the movement of self-identified thoughts. So it was trapped in there, and when this strange statement arose in my mind, and I looked at it, and looking at this statement, a sudden separation happened between the consciousness that was trapped in the movement of thought, suddenly was able to release itself, to extricate itself from the being held in the movement of thought, and stood back, and there was I, as the consciousness, looking at the unhappy thought movement. So it was a separation of consciousness, was withdrawing from the dimension of thinking. And then, very quickly, thinking subsided. It was no longer fueled. Without the consciousness, there can be no thinking, because thinking is not possible without consciousness. But a thought is consciousness that has taken form, whereas the realization of I as consciousness is consciousness that is prior to form or unconditioned. So I became aware of myself as consciousness, as the I, and the thought then began to dissolve. Consciousness had been, without consciousness, it's nothing. Thought is consciousness that has taken form, and it dissolved. And then I was kind of felt like falling into some hole, but it wasn't not fearful. The next morning I woke up, and I was at peace, like a new person, or no person. I was just contemplating things around me, and everything was lovely. And I didn't know why I was at peace. And then I went around the city, on the buses, still at peace, the hustle and bustle of London, where I was living.
Balance, grab one leg and focus on planting that foot firmly into the ground. Bend the one knee if you have to find your balance point, and then pull that heel back towards your bottom. Excellent. All right, and switch the other one. Find that balance and hold. Very good. Okay, and now let's hug the one knee. Here we go. Bring that knee up. And again, find that balance. And hold it there. 10 seconds. Alright, and switch, the other one. Slowly bring it up. Alright, good job. Excellent. Okay, and let's sit down. And let's stretch out and reach for our toes. Straight knees. Here we go. Again, reaching is what matters. It's okay if you don't touch your toes. Just give your best. Feel the joy. Feel the process of you working to become better at every movement you make. Every stretch you do. Okay, here we go. Let's do V-shape now with the legs. So V-shape, and reach for the floor as far away from your body as you can. And reach for one side. Hold it there. And switch to the other side. Alright, let's bring our feet together now. And gently push your knees down with your elbows and hold it there for 10. Here we go. Again, feel that power of you in the now, in the moment. Winning. W-I-N, I've heard before, stands for what's important now. What's important now is doing our best in whatever we do. Okay, let's go one leg forward and one leg back. Keep the knee on the ground and go as far back as you can without hurting yourself. Keep that knee down though. Here we go. And switch, the other one now. Again, keep that knee down. Go as far back as you can. Okay, good. All right, and let's roll onto our belly. And let's push the floor and look up at the ceiling. Cobra stretch. Here we go. Hold it for 10. All right, excellent. Okay, legs crossed again. Back straight. Eyes closed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now I want you to see yourself right now. When that music goes on, I want you to see yourself doing the best you can on an exercise of your choice. For me today, I'm going to be working on challenging myself to do as many push-ups and air squats as I can. So I'm going to see that in my mind right now. I'm going to try to be a little bit better than I was last time. What about you? Think about it. What is there that you want to get better at? What exercise do you want to do? Remember, it's got to be within the rules, safety rules. Rules that are there for you to keep you safe. So this is the space we have right here. So what exercise will you do to the best of your ability when that music goes on? I want you to see that clearly in your mind right now. You might want to do jumping jacks. You might want to do burpees. You might want to simply dance, move your body to the music. If you want to play your own music, you can do that as well. I've got my music here. You feel free to enjoy that. But I want you to see yourself when that music goes on, doing the best you can at whatever exercise you choose. Because you know the truth. The way you do that is the same way you will improve and do better at anything. Alright, determination, let's go. Let's feel that energy moving up. Here we go. Music always changes our energy state. Whatever you do, you gotta believe that you can do better. Here I go. As many push-ups as I can do. Alright, we got 53 today. I gotta remember that for next time. What is it for you? What are you doing right now? Maybe you're doing some jumping jacks. Maybe you're dancing to the music. Whatever it is you're doing, do it to the best of your ability. You were born to be your best all the time. Remember your breathing. Always believe that you can be better than you were the last time. Even if you don't get exactly where you want to be. The process, the struggle, fighting to be better than you were last time. That's what's going to bring you your joy and your happiness. We have our determination. We get to work on that all the time. Alright, air squats are next for me. What about you?
analysis, and that's the problem, I think, for a player like Alcácer, although he does win it back. Leo Messi!
Guys, today we're introduced to Gary Vaynerchuk in our top 10 rules for success, and he opens up the first part by giving us a quote that he strongly believes in, and I totally believe in too. And it is that the idea that ideas are great, we all have ideas, but execution, making those ideas come to life, is the real name of the game. So we have to focus on executing, meaning doing, meaning putting into action, meaning putting things first that are important in our life. So if we have a great idea, it won't mean anything unless we actually start to make the physical steps, the choices, the decisions that will put us on that path. So it's a critical one we have to remember. And we just start one thing at a time, just one decision at a time, one action at a time. And I would say the most important thing is to develop ourselves. Execute developing your greater self. Have a great day, everyone.
At peace. Why was at peace? I couldn't understand it. It's, of course, now the peace that passes all understanding. I suppose that's several years it took me to understand why. That's very weird. I did not realize that I was at peace for one reason, and the reason was that I wasn't thinking that much anymore. Especially there's the whole movement of thought that is imbued with a sense of self-referential thought wasn't happening anymore. Occasional thoughts, yes. But a lot of the time there was just awareness, but I didn't have a word for it, I just called it peace. And so what happened then was the consciousness had withdrawn from its until then it had been imprisoned in the movement of thought and continuously absorbed by thought. And then it stepped out. What you are looking for is something deeper. What every human is looking for is something deeper than the world can give you. The world can only challenge you, give you challenges and adversity so that you awaken. The world cannot, as I said, it cannot make you happy because it's not here to make you happy, but it has another purpose. It is here to make you conscious. That's how it operates. Also, that means whatever arises in the present moment is just right for this moment, for you at this moment. But if you're stuck in the mind, the egoic mind, then you will completely ignore or even continuously dislike the present moment. And that is an amazing way to live. It is dreadful, but millions still live like that without knowing it, unconsciously. They live for the next moment until they're very old. Then they know there's not much time left. Then the past becomes more and more important. The heaviness of the past. Oh. So living for the next moment is, for most people, unconscious and quite normal. They live hoping that at some point they're going to achieve fulfillment. And little fulfillments come here and there, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's wonderful when you achieve things. It's even wonderful when you fall in love. Enjoy it. Falling in, it's not going to last, but enjoy it. So that's great. It's not, but there's always, I've met fortunately been able to meet over the years quite a few people who are in the eyes of the world highly successful. They've got everything. They've got fame, they've got money, they've got everything. They've got their private jets. They can go anywhere at any moment, can have anything, any pleasure. And they've told me that after they achieved fame and fortune, there was an initial time period when there was elation and they were on a continuous high. But then gradually, more and more, they experienced a very deep low in their mental emotional state, including depression and not wanting to live anymore. They had everything. But and some had to go to drugs to make life bearable, had everything. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And then you can't fool yourself anymore. When you have everything, you can't fool yourself. When I achieve that, I'll be happy. No, you have achieved everything, and you're not happy. So the worst thing would be for you to get everything that you want, and then you can't fool yourself anymore and look to the future for some fulfillment. And that's really dreadful. So that is the human condition, and it all is connected to who you sense yourself to be, your identity as who you are, your sense of self. That is the foundation for your life, your sense of self. And everybody is concerned with identity. From childhood onward, the identity becomes very important. Of course, every human needs shelter and food, sustenance, shelter. And one can say almost the next thing, well, the next thing is, as a human grows up, needs some kind of love or affection. But that's already bound up with identity, because if you don't get love and affection, then you already have a deficient sense of self that's developed in early age. So identity refers to your sense of self, and where does your sense of self come from? What does it mean to be you? And usually, most humans, especially those who are not awakening yet, they look to their sense of identity through a narrative that is connected to their past. So I call that sometimes the story of me. So everybody has the story of me. I call that, it's a narrative. And people call it, this is an interesting expression, they call it my life. So you think about my life, and let me think about that. Well, it's a mixture of good and bad. It's been all kinds of weird things in the past. And certainly, almost everybody says it didn't quite go the way I had imagined it to be when I was 18 or 17. And so many people have a feeling something went wrong somewhere. It's not, strangely, many people have the feeling they haven't started to live yet. It's almost like I'm hoping at some point I'm going to start living. Soon. I'll start. I just need to meet the right person. I just need to get that job. I just need to find this or that possession, or if people would only recognize my worth, or one recognition of one kind. It's an unconscious process. The longing, my life hasn't actually started yet. And some people have that throughout their life until finally they are surprised that they reach retirement. And they're still, but just maybe a few years before retirement, you can look to your retirement as the liberation. Then I can start living. Now I know when I retire, then I can start living. Okay, 2 more years, 1 more year, 6 months, and then the moment comes, you sit in your office and the clock reaches 5 o'clock, it's my last day. And then off you go. And the first few days and weeks are great because you go to the golf course and then sit around. If you have sufficient funds, you can have your cocktails. You may not have sufficient funds these days, so that's another problem. And so a few weeks pass, and you sit there, and then you take a trip, and you come back, and then you move to a better climate because let's move to Florida, okay? And then you sit in Florida, just looking at the sun, and then you play another game of golf, and then a kind of fatigue sets in, and then their mind says, and now what?
All right, air squats. Let's see how many I can do here before I get tired. Too tired to keep going, but there's always a little bit more. That's determination. All right, here we go. You can feel free to do the same thing, or again, do your own thing. You got your own dance, your music, whatever you want to do. Whatever you do, do it to the best of your ability. Here we go. Alright, how's everybody feeling? We got the blood flowing. We've given our best at something. Feeling the power of us controlling our breathing again. There's no greater joy than that. For me, no greater joy than the awareness of our determination. So sometimes I try to do these exercises and I try to do as many reps as I can in a minute. That's one way to do it. You can change up your intensity, the amount of reps you do, the time you have, that's up to you. But whatever you choose, always try to get a little bit better than you were last time.
Like I'm living a dream, but it's how everyone feels We all unite with one feel. So let's wave our hands. We can sing, we can dance. We are strong, hold on tight. From afar we unite. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our. This is the time of our. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. I love this moment right now. No one can take it away. So let it happen and how. It's why I cherish each day. So let's wave our hands. We can sing, we can dance. We are strong, hold on tight. From afar we unite.
Here we go.
Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. What we see, destiny. We realize now we all know the greatest. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our.
Slagru pass, Messi onside, and Messi opens the scoring.
Morning, guys. One of the most common things I often hear when I talk to family, friends, or just anybody in general about this path of developing our greater selves is that it's very difficult, it's very hard, especially when some of us will try. We'll try early in the morning, have our good routine where we fill our minds with positive thought energy, and then we'll get on to our day and meet our jobs, meet our situations, our circumstances, and things will happen, negative things will happen, and immediately we'll be put back into our place where we were before our morning routine. And so I kind of laugh at this because we have to laugh. It's a process. It's funny in the sense that, you know, we build ourselves up and we get, you know, brought back down. But we have to understand that it's a process, and it's a never-ending process, and it's going to happen. And that's the whole point of it, is that you got to get back up and you got to continue, restart the day, and keep at it. Have a great day, everyone.
And nothing. Who am I now? I had this title, I had a job description, I was the vice president of this company, or whatever. And now I'm no longer a vice president. And a great part of my identity was derived from the concept of vice president of the company. And suddenly the concept has dissolved, and who am I now? Without that, well, that's weird. I get this weird feeling of not being nobody anymore. You're retired. And it's a strange thing that it is not uncommon for people to die just 2 or 3 years after retiring, because there's nothing there anymore to live for. They were looking towards retirement for some kind of solution, but that's not it. So it's not. Everybody is looking where it cannot be found. It cannot be found in the future. That what you're looking for cannot be found in the future because, don't tell anybody, but there is no future. There is no future. There just seems to be a future. Have the main focus of your attention in your daily life in the present moment. The rest of your attention, so that's the main focus. Here's this. The rest of your attention is where you want to go to. Whatever task you're engaged in has a certain purpose. The purpose is you want to finish the task, then it has achieved its purpose, and that's here. And that's in your peripheral, the peripheral vision of your consciousness. That's where you want to get to. And this is what you're doing in order to get there. And your main attention is not where you want to get, and in the meantime you're just doing it in order to get there. You can see how that already creates an inner stress. I'm here, but I want to be there. That's the normal way of living. Is the main part of people's attention is there, but in the meantime they are here, where they don't really want to be. To rather be there, as shown in famous stickers, bumper stickers on cars, which say something like, "I'd rather be fishing." When I visited Ram Dass, the spiritual teacher who is now passed away, he lived on Maui. On his car I saw a bumper sticker which said, "I'd rather be here now." That's a good teaching on a bumper sticker. So your attention is, and this is a reversal almost of how humans usually live. It's the opposite. And so that is in itself already a shift in consciousness. And then, of course, you're also aware of the past. There's certain things that may have relevance in the present. That's fine. So peripherally, past and future. Usually future is the more important because you're moving towards that. And here's the central vision of present moment. In the present moment, you're either actively doing something, or you are more passively perceiving something. You're there as an observer, or you're just there, not actively doing, but simply perceiving. That could be when you travel back from here already. You might be sitting in a car. If you're driving, you're doing something. There it's particularly important to be present. Or you might be sitting on a plane, and it's a good opportunity for you go into the witnessing mode. There's nothing particular to do unless you get out your laptop and start doing. That's fine. And sometimes situations arise that are problematic. That's quite normal in life. They are challenging rather than problematic. And then you face the challenge, you look at it, so to speak, not necessarily visually, but you give it attention, that this is a challenge. Instead of unconscious reactivity, the challenge is your flight is cancelled. Oh. It's not one of the greatest challenges a human can have, but some people react as if it were. And when any challenge arises, is there anything I can do to respond to this situation? Or is that something where I simply have to say, well, for the time being, I accept the way it is, because right now there's nothing I can do.
And once again, legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed, focused on our breathing, back to our breathing. That powerful force, keeping us alive, keeping our energy flowing. And we don't really think about it. We never really attempt to control our breathing. Most of us, anyway. But we were born to do that too. To remember that in any moment, we can take charge of it. We would take charge of our breathing. Same way we take charge of our mind, our thoughts. Reflect back on today. How did you do? Are you satisfied with your work ethic? Are you satisfied with your determination? Did you use it in its fullness, its beauty? Our determination is invisible. We cannot put our finger on it. We cannot see it, but it is there. We have the power to determine what we will think and what we will do. Today, we've won the morning. We've won our minds, and therefore we can win our day and our life. One breath at a time, one thought at a time. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great life as always. I miss you. I love you guys so much. Keep going. Keep using your determination. Love you guys.